Hey, I just want to go through a couple more things, looking at your test results, so we can use those and get in our CFA. So go to School City, click on Reports, and we're going to look at our test results. So there are a few things we want to see in test results. So in our test results, we want to look at, first of all, the percent that we're meeting the standard. So we got all our percentages there. Also, we can look at each student individual scores. So this is really neat. One of the things that they do is we have the score correct, and we also have the minutes that they worked on the quiz. So that really means a lot. That data will tell us how serious the students took the test. So when you scroll through there, I'm just looking for a green. These two students, 17 minutes and 13 minutes, they got 100%, and I just saw a couple red ones up there. One that stood out to me was this student here got a 1 and took 3 minutes on the test. So I want to get more in depth of what's going on there. So print this. So I'm going to download. If you hit that download, go to PDF, and then you'll get this file, and you could print that real quick. Just click on the print button. You can choose how many pages you want to print. So bring that with you when you get in your PLC. Another thing that is cool to look at, an item analysis. So an item analysis, this is something that you should also print out. Again, download, portrait, and this is what you'll get with your printout. So looking up closer, it has the percent correct on each question. So I had a 39% on question 2, that's pretty crappy, and a 32% on question 5. And one of the things that we'll do in our PLC, I'm sure somebody else had students that did really well on that question. So we could talk about, hey, what'd you do and what did I do bad, and maybe fix it for the next time we administer the test. Or if everyone did bad on the question, we could modify it or change it. 32% of people answered A. Maybe that distractor was pretty bad. I have the average time that each student spent on the question as well. Going back to looking at the individual student, we can get feedback cards. So our student feedback cards, so I get a list of the percentage they scored. You can print these out. I've done it before. But when you go to print, also download as portrait or landscape, etc. So when you click on download, here's what the feedback card looks like. You can see 69 pages, 69 students, each one is on each page. You could modify it to make less print on each page, or just print this page and piece it together. So it shows what standard they did not meet, so you can go back and retest them if you really wanted to. It has how much time they spent on each question. So all those things can also be found here. We have multiple places where we could find each of those details. Test results, student response, student. And it has an explanation of each as well. So again, going back to test results, I'm concerned about my student that took 3 minutes on this test. So I didn't know before, but I'm gonna have a talk with her now. So I could click on her name and say, hey, what's going on? You know, you didn't take this test seriously. This is part of your grade. And get a detailed description of what happened there. So it shows she only got that standard correct. So 1 point there. I also want to add a few more things about administering the test. Say your student was absent and they didn't get a chance to take the test. So here's the assessment window, and you can see the tests that are ready to give. My Chapter 9 CFA is in yellow. It's in progress. So you click on online administration. Some people are confused about this. If a student's active, that means that they're ready to take the test. So they can log in to their School City account. Getting there is not that difficult. They could go to the school district website, click on School City Student. Now a lot of students get on there and they say, oh, I can't get on. They click on it. They forget their username or password. You go back to Aries and go through and find their password. So if you go to student data, so after you scan your documents or after the students take a test, you can have them log in to School City, sign in, and when you're doing an online administration, this is what your students will see. Again, make sure they're on the student site and not the teacher site, and that they don't get there by searching School City. They should go to the school district page to get to there. I have a link from that from my math page, so they don't get confused. So they can take assessments here. If there's an assessment to administer, they'd see it here. So they want to review their scores. They can see, look at which test they're looking at, and they can look at their test results. So you can have your students go back. This is good to give student feedback. They can look at the results of how they did on the test. And that's immediately after they take the test. The last thing I want to do is talk about how to upload scores into Aries. This is really quick. There you can see I'm on my Algebra 1 CFA. I'm going to School City, and on Reports, I'm in Test Results. So I'm going to go to Test Results. And on the top right, where I was looking at downloading, I got Aries Gradebook. So I'm going to choose which class I want to give. So you choose the class, and then the assessment, raw score, submit. That's it. All the scores should have been moved to Aries. You could choose to move them to all classes, or you could choose your individual class that you want scores for, and do the same thing, Aries upload. So I'll go back to Aries Gradebook. No scores there. Hit refresh. And there's all the scores.